Hello my friends, welcome back or welcome to the channel. I always say welcome back to the channel, assuming that people are always coming back, but if you're new, welcome. If you are new, you might not know that I have the same exact thing in every single one of my videos. You should go watch some of my other videos because I do switch it up. Even though the beginning part of this video is always the same, I always have tofu egg scramble on toast, and today it is the organic sourdough miche toast from Wegmans. But I do switch it up as we get into lunch and dinner and snacks and all that stuff. I like to eat intuitively. I don't know if I say that ever on the channel when I'm doing these videos. I just listen to my body and I listen to what I'm craving and I eat that way. But you know, everyone is different. That's just me. And yeah, my body just seems to always crave tofu egg salad on toast. I'm not sure if it's obvious, but I am so tired. I kind of just want to crawl up into the bed and go to sleep, even though the day has already started. I've kind of also been having some restless nights. I'm not sure why. I don't know what's going on. Maybe I just need some more rest, or I haven't fully gotten out of my vacation mode, which by the way, I am back to work. I've gotten quite a lot of things done for this week already. And I'm glad because for a day like today, I kind of just want to kick it back a little bit. Like I said in last week's video, I have some 2022 goals, which by the way, Happy New Year! I don't know if I said that in the last week's video, but this is the first video of 2022 for this channel. So Happy New Year. And yeah, I've been working on some of my 2022 goals already, which is exciting. That is really all that I have for you right now. All right, friends, it is coffee time and I'm going to be making coffee in my French press, and I think I'm going to share with you a quick tutorial on how to make coffee in your French press. It's actually really easy once you get the hang of all of the steps, and it's not that many steps. And I have all of the tools now. Now that I have a kettle, the correct kettle, which is a gooseneck kettle, I can show you exactly how to do this. So what you need at the very base is just a French press and a gooseneck kettle. It is preferred that you have a gooseneck kettle because it just gives you a more accurate pour. And then I just put in 2 scoops, which is 2 tablespoons of coffee at the bottom of this. I heated my water up. The water temperature is supposed to be in the 190 to 210 degree range. If you don't have a gooseneck kettle that tells you what temperature the water is, you can wait for your kettle to just barely start boiling. And once you start to hear a little bit of those bubbles, you should be in the right range. I'm gonna take the water and I'm gonna pour it into the French press, and it's just going to be a little bit, maybe like 2 tablespoons, and I'm going to do it in a circular motion so I can touch all of those grounds, and then I'm going to cover it for 30 seconds. What this part does, just pouring in a couple of tablespoons and then waiting 30 seconds, I cover it also so that it stays hot. What this does is bloom the coffee, and that makes it taste really, really good. It makes the coffee taste way more well-rounded. But yeah, it's just sitting here. And I think it's just about time to start pouring in the rest of the water. So I'm going to take the top off, and then I'm going to do that circular motion and then just pour in the 8 ounces, which for every 2 tablespoons of coffee, you do 8 ounces. That should be it. Now I'm just going to cover it, and now I'm going to wait 4 minutes. This is where the brewing part happens. Okay, so it's been 4 minutes. It is time to press down the coffee in the French press. So what you do here is you just push this part down, and you just push it slowly so that you don't get any escaping grounds in the top part, which is where the coffee is. And so I pushed it down all the way. It looks kind of funny because my French press is really huge. It doesn't look like it pushed down all the way, but it did. And that's pretty much it. I heated up some milk. I used almond milk here so that the coffee stays super hot with warm milk instead of cold milk, and now I'm going to pour everything together. So just to do a recap, basically you heat up your water to 190 to 210 degrees. That's when you just start to hear some bubbling going on in your kettle if you don't have a gooseneck kettle. Then you put 2 tablespoons of coffee at the bottom of your French press. Then you take just a couple tablespoons of that hot water and pour it over the grounds. Ideally, if you have a gooseneck kettle, this is easier so that you can distribute the water really well. But if not, if you have a kettle, you've seen me do it, it's totally fine, just do your best. And then let those 2 tablespoons of water with the coffee grounds sit for 30 seconds. I like to cover it so that it stays hot. After the 30 seconds, you pour in the rest of the liquid, which is 8 ounces per 2 tablespoons of coffee. That's a cup of coffee. You let that sit covered for 4 minutes, and after 4 minutes, you push the lever down slowly so that no grounds escape, and you're done. It's actually pretty simple. It's a couple of extra steps, like I said, but as you saw, it was very simple. It did not take me that long at all. Let me pour this into my mug. I got me my Ember mug. I love my Ember mug so much. I've only been using it for about a week, but I'm obsessed. I'm actually pulling up the app right now so that I can set the temperature that I want it to be. This is so cool. It's saying right now this is how much degrees it is. It's 124 degrees, that hot milk. So now let's pour in the coffee. It is now saying it's 148 degrees. This is so cool. I'm just gonna do a quick stir. So it's about 148, 149 degrees. I have been setting it at 135 degrees. Maybe I'll do 137 degrees. I'm still experimenting to see what temperature I like to keep it at, but yep, everything's in the Ember mug, and as you can see, it's starting to like pulsate because that means it's gonna try to maintain the temperature that I set it to. I also said, I think in last week's video, that this with one charge lasts 8 hours. That was an absolute lie. I am so sorry. It does not last 8 hours on a single charge. It lasts 80 minutes. I completely messed that up. Sorry about that. 80 minutes on one go for this, but like I said, you can put it on the charging mat and keep it hot all day long. I hope this segment was not boring. I hope it was interesting or helpful in any way. Hello again. It is lunchtime. I am feeling a lot more awake at this point of the day, and you all know it if you've watched my videos before. I've got takeout today, and this time though I have takeout that is different than usual. I've never ordered from this place before. It was a new spot that we found, and I'm excited. So what we've got here is, it's basically an eggplant po' boy. That's what they called it. It's just half. I usually have leftovers because I order a couple of times on the weekend, and then the portions are so huge so I can never finish my food, which is why I have a half sandwich here. I also have a couple of like fries because it came with fries, and there's just a few left over here. So I'm just gonna heat this up, and I'll tell you a little hack about how I heat up like sandwiches, wraps, fries, basically that kind of meal. If I have that in takeout form, I preheat my oven to 400 degrees, and then I line a baking sheet. I have like those reusable liners. I put the sandwich and the fries onto the baking sheet, and then I bake it for 10 minutes. And what this does is crisp up those fries like as if they're brand new, and it also heats up the sandwich without it getting soggy in the microwave. So a little bit of a hack there for you. Also, like I said, I have some fries, so I'm just gonna pour myself some sauce in a little sauce container. This is the Trader Joe's jalapeno sauce. It's green, and it's so dang delicious. I am obsessed with the sauce. It's a little on the spicier side. Gotta try it. All right, here it is. As you can see, that's the sandwich. And then those are the fries. I have my sauce over here. I hope you can hear this, but that is how crunchy these fries are after being in my fridge for a couple of days. That oven trick is foolproof. I've done it so many times, and it works out every single time. Can you hear that? It's like perfectly crunchy bread, but once I bite into it, hopefully it's not an ugly bite when I do it, it's going to be perfectly warm on the inside. This is the cross section. I'm pretty sure it's kale on top. There's some onions, tomatoes. Don't know if there's also lettuce in here. There's also some sort of aioli, and then it is eggplant. Like I said, the inside is perfectly warm, and then the outside has a nice crunch to it. All right, we're getting right into the voiceover because I was not having the best of days this day, so we ended up going to a local spot for takeout. I got the vegan mac and cheese with vegan sausage, and it was absolutely amazing. I hope they keep it on the menu because I loved it so much. But that is all for this week's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you in next week's video.